Today our lesson has to do with sentence structure. To increase the complexity of our writing, we can add some different types of sentence structure into our writers so that we begin our sentences with a bang. So, effective writers begin their sentences in a variety of ways to avoid monotony. Take a look at the sentences below. They all begin with the subject, followed by the verb. Often when writing about a person or thing, sentences will begin with a pronoun. Therefore, a common problem is that many of the sentences begin with the, it, this, or I, and it can get very boring to read. For example, the 5 sentences that you see: the dog chased the cat, it chased the cat, it is time for homework, the superhero saved the day, he saved the day. There is nothing grammatically wrong with these sentences. They're perfectly fine. However, the problem is they're boring. Your reader is yawning. And so, to add variety to sentence beginnings, writers can give the piece life, rhythm, and cadence. Variety reduces unwanted repetition and adds emphasis. Varying the opening words or phrases of the sentence is refreshing. This helps with not only the beginning, but often helps with overall sentence structure, and a writer can really begin to work with intentional emphasis. Often, changing a single word will lead to an abundance of sentence variety. So, over the course of the next few days, we're going to be exposed to 3 strategies to help you begin sentences with a bang. The first strategy involves using prepositional phrases. Try to begin a sentence with a prepositional phrase. A prepositional phrase requires a preposition and an object. Typically, the writer would use a comma if the phrase has more than 4 words in it. If the phrase has less, it is up to the writer. 2 example sentences. At school, Superman foiled the villain's plans to take over the playground. During summer break, Becca broke up with Aiden. At is a preposition, school is the object. At school, comma. During is the preposition, summer break is the object, so you have your prepositional phrase, comma, to start the sentence. Common prepositions are aboard, above, across, after, around, at, before, in, inside, on, out, over, past, since, through, behind, into, near, below, beneath, beside, between, beyond, down, under, until, up, during, except, for, from, with, within, without. All very common prepositions. So you could use one of these prepositions and then include the object, comma, and the rest of your sentence. So I'm going to practice this myself. I'm going to practice starting a sentence with a prepositional phrase. So I can revise one of my sentences by starting the sentence with a prepositional phrase. Here is my writing about the Little Rock Nine, my first body paragraph. To begin, the Little Rock Nine persevered through many obstacles when they attempted to integrate Little Rock Central High School. 9 African American students attempted to enter Little Rock Central High School on September 4th, 1957. However, they were turned away by the Arkansas National Guard. Arkansas Governor Orville Faubus had ordered the National Guard to stop the black students from entering the high school. Clearly, the first day of school was challenging because the black students were not even allowed to set foot on the high school campus. So I have to look here and see if there is a sentence in here that I can begin with a prepositional phrase. And I think it's going to be this sentence that starts with 9 African American students, because I believe that I can use the word on, and I can actually start my sentence with on September 4th, 1957. So what I would do is I would cross out on September 4th, 1957 in my paragraph, and I would insert it at the beginning of the sentence. I would insert my prepositional phrase at the beginning of the sentence. So, whoops, I went too fast. I would insert on September 4th, 1957, 9 African American students attempted to enter Little Rock Central High School. However, they were turned away by the Arkansas National Guard. All I did was move on September 4th, 1957 to the beginning of my sentence. I started my sentence with a prepositional phrase, and I have increased sentence complexity. So now it's your turn. It's your turn to practice. But before you go into your practice, I'm going to share the final copy so you can see what it looks like. To begin, the Little Rock Nine persevered through many obstacles when they attempted to integrate Little Rock Central High School. On September 4th, 1957, 9 African American students attempted to enter Little Rock Central High School. However, they were turned away by the Arkansas National Guard. Arkansas Governor Orville Faubus had ordered the National Guard to stop the Black students from entering the high school. Clearly, the first day of school was challenging because the Black students were not even allowed to set foot on the high school campus. There's my final copy. Now it's your turn. I have the prepositions at the bottom of the page for you. And the paragraph is, the next attempt to attend school was on September 23rd. Escorted by the city police, the 9 students entered the school. Protesters entered the school, and the students were harassed by protesters. The Little Rock Nine were sent home due to safety concerns. Without a doubt, the 9 students continued to encounter obstacles that prevented them from integrating an all-white school. And so there's space for you to write out your modified sentence that begins with a prepositional phrase. And I notice that the preposition do is in my paragraph. And so I actually believe that I could move this prepositional phrase due to safety concerns to the beginning of my sentence. And voila, I have increased sentence complexity. So you give it a try. I've given you major hints on what you can do to increase sentence complexity. Pause the video. So now that you have practiced beginning a sentence with a prepositional phrase, you can now go through your own paper and see if there are opportunities for you to revise your paper by beginning a sentence with a prepositional phrase. And the prepositions, many of the prepositions that you can use are listed at the bottom of the screen. Good luck increasing sentence complexity. Good luck increasing sentence complexity.